I think you probably looking around at this and say, well, that just looks too perfect. But no, this is a real house. We've got real 2x4s. I'm standing on real concrete. That's real wind and real noise going on behind us. And so we're going to be bringing you real life experience and exposure to the construction process. And we're going to have a lot of fun along the way. Well, hello. My name is Don Pfeiffer and I'm with the Flanagan Group, and welcome to New or Not. This video series is designed for you, the future homeowner, in helping you decide whether or not you want to move forward with possibly a new construction or a pre-existing home. We're standing today in a new construction home in the Joplin, Missouri area, and frankly a lot of people look at this setting and it's pretty daunting. They don't know anything about framing or concrete or wiring or plumbing, and so just the thought of building a new home can be scary and something that they don't want to tackle. So throughout this series of videos that you'll be able to tune in and watch anytime you want, the idea is to help you understand more about the process, maybe explore some of the pros and cons, and really just help you feel more comfortable with the process in general. Today, we're going to go through a little pros and cons exercise to help get your thought process going in regards to some of the parameters you're going to want to think about in making this decision of whether to go new or not. So one thing to think about, whether it's selecting a builder, selecting a plan, selecting a home site, is just how personalized or customized you want your home to be. And in future videos, we'll talk about different builders or different types of builders that you may want to look at. Some of those will be maybe a full custom builder, or even on the other side of that scale, what's called a system builder. And then sometimes you'll find some that are in between. So we'll talk more about those in the future, so just be aware of that to think about how customized you might want your home to be. Another pro in regards to a new construction home is that it's just clean. Now, obviously behind me doesn't look super clean right now because they're in the middle of the process. But the benefit of a new construction home is that when it's done and the builder's complete and you get your keys, you generally get to walk into a beautifully cleaned, ready to move into home. Another pro for a new construction home is the fact that it's generally completely updated. You've got new components that go into it, you have new styles that can go into it, all new materials, and you have the opportunity to build that to a standard and a style that is completely updated for the times that you're living in. Another benefit to new homes is that they're generally very energy efficient. There's different options that a builder can use that we'll go over again in future videos in regards to the type of construction that they do, the type of materials that they utilize, that'll make your home more efficient than an existing home. The components that have gone into it, the materials that have gone into it are new. Generally they're installed the right way, and so there's less initial maintenance that might go into that home. Obviously as you move through the years you're going to have things that you need to do on it, but there's less up front. A lot of times a new home also comes with a home warranty. Now that can vary depending on your state guidelines or even what the builder themselves like to offer. Oftentimes builders will offer at a minimum a 1-year warranty with their homes. I've seen as many as 2 to 5 to 10-year warranties that'll come with a new home, depending on the builder and the type of builder. And again, we'll talk about that in future series. A lot of times there's financing or insurance incentives that can come with a new construction home, whether the interest rate is a little bit lower or there's different types of loan programs that you can utilize with your lender, local bank or whatever, that'll allow you to get into a new construction home a little bit easier, as well as those insurance companies. You know, in a new home, being that it is new, the insurance factor that an insurance company may use may be a little bit less, so that's something to think about. Now that we've gone through a small sampling of the potential pros or benefits of building a new construction home, let's talk about some of the cons. Now, any builder that you meet with, whether it's a systems builder, a fully custom builder, again, that we'll talk about in future videos, they will let you know of a potential timeline for building that home. What I mean by that is from start to finish. So whenever they break ground on your home until the point that they get done, they'll be able to give you an estimate of how long that should take. But one thing that you cannot necessarily plan for or change is the weather. Rain, snow, ice, and even wind can be a pretty big contributing factor to delaying that timeline as the home is being built. New construction homes are generally more expensive than an existing home. Again, back to some of the pros, you're using new materials, you're using new styles, you're using new components, and those things just cost more because they're new. Now, there are some pre-existing homes or previously owned homes that can be super expensive, but a new construction home, like I said, is generally built with those new components. You've got labor costs that continue to rise and just housing costs go up, and so a new construction home could be a little bit more expensive. One thing that a lot of people maybe don't think about is less mature landscaping. If we were to walk around this area that this home is being built in, it's a series of new homes, so there's generally not trees, there's not shrubbery, there's not irrigation systems that are put in. And if those things are important to you to have in place, then you either need to talk to your builder about having that be a part of the build process, or you're going to need to understand that those are costs and time that you're going to have to put in after you've moved into the home. You may deal with some higher tax rates once the home is done and it's been assessed by your local municipality. Another thing to think about is depending on where you're going to build, there might be a pretty strict homeowners association or restrictive covenants that you may fall under. And really what those mean is they're just kind of rules for the area that you may have to abide by. Now sometimes those are a benefit, we could put those in the pros, but sometimes they're also a con to consider. Hopefully what we've done today is given you some things to think about to get your, creative juices flowing, and when you're thinking about whether you want to do a new construction option or not. Tune in for our next video when we talk about different types of floor plans and land that you might want to look at and how that will impact which direction you go from the house plan, the elevation, sometimes even the builder that you're going to work with. I appreciate you tuning in today. We look forward to seeing you in the future, and we'll see you on the next series of New or Not.